I was on social media. I started my page, Wallow 267 in jail. And I'm just looking, I'm like, yo, man, people out there playing. It's sweet out there. Yeah. I'm like, how are you making money? And I'm reading articles. I'm in the cell now with a contraband cell phone. I'm in there reading articles about how people is making money, influence and all that. We talking about 2000. I'm like, damn. And I ain't see a lot of our people doing that. I ain't see a lot of our people bringing new ways to market. I just seen our people a lot of times on there just flexing. You know, when you live in the ghetto,
it has to work or it has to work.
Welcome to Accelerate the Great, where I get the opportunity to bring you some of the brightest, some of the best minds in the world. In this particular session, I am so excited about, because this is somebody I've been admiring for years. He's from Philadelphia, but I haven't seen many interviews where I got to see people really just get in the mind of this man who's literally absolutely changing the world. I believe, and I'm going to stand on this, is one of the most inspirational leaders of our generation. He will be remembered as the person who freed more people's minds than almost anybody, and especially if you was once incarcerated. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest, Wallow 267. What's up?
What's up, man? I'm here, man. We going just to, really share my thoughts, share my journey. Yeah. That's all, and just let people know it's cool to be you.
Yeah.
It's cool to not be perfect. It's cool to fuck up. It's cool to do all that stuff, and that's how I feel, Yeah. But I'm happy to be here.
Well, listen, I'm happy to have you, man. I was literally talking to you pre-show. I'm like, I don't even remember who introduced me to you other than me seeing you run down the street in the camera, like, yo, it's Wallow 267, and just your story. But before we get there, I know you did 20 years in the pen. Why did you think from the beginning you went down that wrong path? Was it the environment? Was somebody trying to send you on a dummy? Like, what was the start of that? Like, what made you say, yo, we need to go out here and go slide on some stuff?
You know what it is? I believe, I can't say for everybody, I know me personally, when I was growing up, in order to be accepted, you needed attention. Attention by ways of jewelry, by ways of cars, by ways of clothes. And a lot of people didn't have that. So you had to go out there and get it, whether rob or steal, sell dope. And I got caught up in that. And I wanted to be accepted by the street culture. I wanted to be accepted by the idea of cool. And that led me to just like, that alone, I said, you know what? I got to go rob, I got to steal, I got to do whatever I got to do in order to get these things to impress people that, that really don't even care about me, But it's the idea of just the street culture. It was something about it. It was exciting. It was alluring. Yeah. And I wanted to be a part of it. So in order to be a part of it, it's activities that come with that. Sometimes activities is outside of you, And that's what happened, man. I got caught up, man. Just wanting to be down, Yeah. And that's like, a lot of people, move off of wanting to be down. But even outside of the street culture, you got adults that just want to be down, so They do certain things. And that's what happened. That's how I got caught in the game,
But is one thing, I know you said you got caught in the game, but you didn't come out of the game. You had to go back again. And I believe you said in the video, I don't know if it's still true because you're getting older, like you spent more time incarcerated than
more
you spent out.
Yeah.
When did the switch happen where you like,
just being in jail and waking up, I remember it was a hot day. I woke up and I realized like I was sweating in the cell. Summertime, I splashed my face. I'm looking in the mirror like, yo, bro, you in jail for being somebody that you're not.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You in jail because you was afraid to be you in a place where being you is not the coolest thing. You got to be whatever's cool. Yeah. You get caught up in that. You're like, yo, man. And it really wakes you up to realize like, yo, you spending all this time in jail for a decision you made for something that you done that took not even a minute. Right. And you in here for decades and shit. It get real crazy. You start thinking about it, then you say, you know what? Why not try being me?
Right. What is me though? Because I look at unique. Who is Wallow though? Because when I first saw you online, I'm like, yo, this dude is crazy. He's a lunatic. He crazy how he just. But that's like, what is you? Because most people are not willing to be them. They're not willing.
I'm just a person that's still developing. I'm still in development phase. Because I just think through my journey through life, I grow every day and I become more into me every day. So it's like I can't really define that. I just know that I'm just a person that I want to be happy, I want to be free, I want to grow. And when I say grow, I mean meet new people, learn new information, see new things. So it's like it's real simplistic for me. But I know that I'm still figuring out life, and I'm still figuring out, you know what I mean, a lot. I'm just figuring out a lot. And it's like, it's real crazy, man, because, I hear people say who they are all the time, and it'd be like, wow, how did they reach that place? Because I'm still trying to figure things out myself, and I don't know anything. And I think that's the greatest thing about me. And that helps me a lot. I mean, just trying to be on the journey and accepting that I don't know where I'm at, who I am all the way, and sometimes where I'm going.
Right. So I remember I watched you talk about, I don't know, I believe we said like how you had a cell in prison, and you was like, man, people out here playing. When did you, like, I don't know, when did it click for you? Like, were you getting out in 2 years? Were you getting out in 4 years?
Years ago. It was 2013.
When you
I ain't get out until 2017, and I seen that phone, and I was on social media. I started my page, Wallo 267 in jail, and I'm just looking. I'm like, yo, man, people out there playing. It's sweet out there.
Yeah.
And when I say playing, and when I'm talking about, like, I seen people on social media not doing nothing with it, like not trying to build nothing with it. It's just like, I'm just on here. It's not to judge nobody, but I'm saying, like, I'm just on here, and that's it. I'm like, how is you making money? And I'm reading articles. I'm in the cell now with a contraband cell phone. Yeah. First, I had an iPod Touch and a wireless hotspot, but I'm in there reading articles about how people is making money, influencers and all that. We talking about 2000. I'm like, damn. And I ain't see a lot of our people doing that. I ain't see a lot of our people bringing new ways to market and all that stuff. And I just seen our people a lot of times on there just, flexing. When you live in the ghetto, it's a celebration of, whenever you get money, it's a celebration of, I feel like I'm not in the struggle no more. Yeah. Let me go buy this drip. Let me go do it, which is cool, But I just was looking at like, oh, I got it. I'm going to go out here and do my thing, And it came together.
So you said, yo, I splashed the water on my face, and you said, I got to figure this out. So that was around 2013 when you said, I'm going to get out here and get crazy.
That was probably before that. That was before that.
Any books, like anything else? Because being in it, we just came from speaking together earlier in the cell. And I feel like some people, and my favorite quote that you say, and this, like, I love it. I say it sometimes when I speak, is like, you wasn't in Princeton, you wasn't in prison, you was in Princeton. You wasn't in jail, you were in Yale. You weren't in Penn State. You weren't in
the state pen. I was in Penn State.
And to me, that means, my favorite quote is, you gotta arrive at the destination in your mind before you arrive there in your life. So to me, awakening happened in that very moment where you knew you was going to become all of that. And I know you talk about you didn't make your bed, you was just time traveling in. But when I was talking to the people earlier, I don't feel like they were really understanding that concept of, you can go out here and really, really change it. Like, you just made up in your mind at the time, like, this change had to happen. You knew you was going to become who you are today in that very moment.
Hey, listen, I had to stop the episode. Listen, really quick. This is the book responsible for making so many people grow their social media, right? Their income, their impact, and influence, leveraging social media. And you're probably looking at it like, yo, Neil, I don't feel like waiting for you to ship me this book, right, y'all? Go to my IG Cash Book right now, myigcashbook.com. Get a direct download to get this in your inbox so you can immediately start leveraging the strategies. This is over 86 pages. Every single chapter is going to give you a gem to grow your audience, to grow your impact, and to grow your influence, right? And I literally created it for you. This is the same thing that I literally watch people go crazy with. So go to myigcashbook.com, go ahead and claim your copy. It will be in your inbox. And when you do that, buy everything that it comes with. I got an IG course with it and a bunch of other things that I know is going to truly help you go crazy. myigcashbook.com. Let's go.
Yeah, like I got up in there, man, and it just was game time. And I think one of the things that I went with, I don't beef with information.
Yeah. What you mean by that?
I think it was Donald Trump that said, the greatest regrets in our lives are the risks we don't take. It was one of his books or something I was reading. I think it was Think Like a Billionaire. It's a hell of a book, Think Like a Billionaire. Yeah. The problem with people is they beef with information. I don't like Neo. I I don't like David Shands. So by people saying they don't like Neo, they don't like David Shands, now they beefing with information that y'all might give. I don't beef with information.
Right.
Information is not you. You don't own information. You might can share it, but you don't own information. So if you telling me, Wallow, don't cross the street because there's a hole in the ground, if I don't like you, it's a hole in the ground still. And I think that's where we get lost a lot of times. We beef with a lot of information. Yeah. And I was a person, I was reading everything.
Some of your top reads, if you recommend somebody who's trying to get mentally unlocked.
Well, I know Damn Good Advice, was one of my joints by George Lois. Rework was another book I read. Ayanna Van Zant, Acts of Faith. It's just a lot of books that
I never heard of none of all three of them. They're all new to me, so I'm gonna make sure I pick them up.
If you get Rework, it'll kill. It's just something. But like, it's just a bunch of books that I read, man, in a joint, and they really shaped my mind and had me on some other stuff. Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know, man. I used to read a lot of books. I ain't read the whole book. I read what I wanted out of them, and I kept it moving.
Right.
Read a chapter or two that I liked that was catering to where I was trying to be and what I was trying to know. Yeah. I kept it moving,
What would you say was mentoring you during those times? Did you have mentors? Or was it just books? Was anybody in there who was ahead of you? Like, wow, you need to really.
It was
tap
a bunch
into
of people,
market.
man. It's too many to name. There was a bunch of people that was just giving me game, from young cats that probably wasn't where I was at to people that was surpassed where I was at. So it was like I was just taking information from everybody and processing and figuring out what I could use and what I couldn't. But I was open to information. Even like I'm just open to information. Yeah. You ain't got to be rich. You ain't got to drive a Lamborghini or Ferrari to give me some stuff that I could. Right. Because you might tell me some shit that you're afraid to do, or you might tell me some shit that you just like you're not capable of executing. But I could listen to that and be like, oh, I'm gonna turn it up. I can use that. Yeah. So you never know.
Right. That's key. I tell people all the time, like, the most important thing you will ever do is get access to information. The more that you learn, at some point you can remove the L. So you came out in 2017 and I saw you from doing business spotlights. You were pulling up on businesses. Mm-hmm. Where did that come from? Was the plan?
That really came from
the Book of Life.
That really came from Anthony Bourdain. Because Anthony Bourdain used to have a couple shows, No Reservation, Parts Unknown, and A Layover. He had 3 shows. That was my guy. I love Anthony Bourdain because he just exposed me to life when I was sitting in that cell. Yeah. He'd go to all these different places in life. So when I came home, I was like, you know what? One thing I realized about in the urban community, we don't have a lot of directories of businesses and all that. So when I would go somewhere and I see a business or something, I would do a commercial for the business. I'd be like, yo, I'm going to do a commercial for you. And they'd be like, all right, cool. And I just do a commercial because it'd be like, you could be a black-owned business or a business and people 10 blocks away won't even know that you exist. Your service. So I said, I'm going to do these free commercials. The reason I did the free commercials was I wanted to get my proof of concept that I was a marketer, man. Yeah. I was an ad man. I was a guy that knew how to sell. Knew how to market stuff. So, that's what it was about. And I did it. So people, I used to do it for free. And then people started asking me, how much you charge? I started charging because I had my proof of concept to show like, oh, this boy really, like, he know what he doing. So, and it just took off.
Yeah, and I used to watch. I'm like, yo, these commercials is lit. And from Saw to like everybody in Philly, they had a commercial for me who was somebody. Yeah. And then you do it so good, it don't look like advertising.
That's great advertising.
Yeah. I want to talk about the marketing mind of Wallow. Like, we was just in the car and we was just talking about just marketing and how important it is. You just showing me some things you got going on. And I'm like blown away. I'm like, wow, is this guy coming up with these concepts? So for somebody listening and they don't have a lot of money, Wallow, they trying to get it right, what some things can they do around marketing to like get themselves out there where they may don't have a 10K bag on marketing, 20, like, for that listener, like, bro, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get some visibility. What would you recommend to that type of individual?
Get on all the social platforms. Yeah. And engage. Yeah. Like, you're not putting the video up to get, don't think about putting the video up to get 1,000 likes. Just put the video up. Yeah. Everything that you got on, one day you'll be able to repurpose it when you catch. Because all it takes is one video for you to catch and people to jump on your stuff. Once they jump on your stuff, they're going back and check your whole catalog out. Yeah. And then you can also repurpose that later on in life. You might have a page and your page might don't catch until, your your 157 video.
Yeah.
But that video might catch. So now you could go and backlog, take all that content, turn into a big ebook, turn into a course, turn into whatever, repurpose that shit.
Yeah.
So, I just think people be all over, they be worrying about the views and all that's too much. Everything you need, you got what you already got. If you got a phone, you got enough money to make it happen. Because that's that bill you pay $65, $100, whatever you pay for that phone bill a month, that's enough money to turn it up.
Yeah. I used to see you just had the phone and a tripod, bro.
That's all you need.
In the rain, though. Like, it's 6 a.m, you out there going after it.
That's all you need. All you need is that tripod.
But I honor you because, we from Philly, and if you doing certain things or following you, Joe, if you
you
weirdo.
You a dick eater.
Yeah, you that. Like, it's all of those things when you out here, but you literally just didn't care. You didn't.
No, because the rich people don't care.
What you mean?
Rich people don't worry about, there's no such thing as I don't know you. We can make money together, let's get together.
Right.
Or you could be a consumer, I want you. They not worrying about none of that stuff. That's just some neighborhood, it's a neighborhood mentality that that's real strong in the inner cities of America. Because that's how we was raised and how we was taught. And it's a curse that, it's just it's that poor mentality, man. It's a mentality of just, I don't want to grow. That's all it says. I don't want to grow.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just don't want to grow because they think that shit is cool or whatever. But I didn't deal with none of that. I just put my thing down and say, you know what? I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna kill this shit every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna meet as many people I can. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how the game changed for me.
Yeah, that's correct. I got a question for you. So you got a lot of big things on the horizon, new deals, new opportunities, new blessings. And are you planning these things where you sit down and like write goals? Like did you intend on having one of the biggest podcasts in the world? Did you intend on,
no,
like, are you sitting here or you just
I just get busy and I like to go work. I don't party. I don't like to party and all that shit. I don't care about, it's just a lot of stuff I really don't care about. I just like to put that work in. Me and Gil put work in, and we said we're going to create our own world. In our world, we operate in our world. It's not about what everybody else got going on. And I think when you're able to do that and really focus on your world and building your world, you could grow. Yeah. And it's, and it's not, it's just something that you really got to be dedicated to every day. And that's who we are. Yeah. That's all that matters.
And we had a conversation earlier and we think similar. And one of my things I talk about, I call it no scoreboard watching. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially where when you start making money, when you start growing in your business, like a lot of people start focusing on more of the shots more of the score versus the shots you're putting up. You talked about it earlier when we had our conversation and you was like, yo, people celebrate too soon. Like, talk to me about that concept, because our people would be a lot further probably if it wasn't for celebration so quick.
A lot of times we come from together. We want to get arrogant. Everybody want to be number one. Everybody want to be in competition. It's like, in order to compete, y'all got to be playing the same sport. Yeah. I'm not playing the same sport that nobody's playing because I just did 20 years in jail, so you can't compete with me. So we're not in the same game. Right. So if you compete with me, you already lost because I'm killing you out here.
Facts.
I just walked out of penitentiary 5 years ago.
Right.
So wherever you started, you just doing something like, don't look at me as your competition because I'm not. Yeah. Because you had 20 years out here to do whatever you wanted to do. And now you want to fuck with me? Yeah. No, you in trouble because I only had 5. You had 20.
Wow.
Plus whatever else the 20 plus whatever else you got on that to be able to materialize your stuff. Yeah. So I gave you 20-something years. I got 5. Yeah. Like I ain't worrying about what nobody else doing because to me it don't take a lot for me to be happy. You know? So like money is easy.
Yeah. It ain't about money for you. Like you don't care about money.
Money is easy. I like money. I enjoy to get it, but it's like I'm not getting it to flex on nobody. Right. I don't have to wear all this stuff or do all that. I don't have to do all that shit in order for people to like me. Yeah. I don't have to do all that to get a woman. I don't have to do all that to make a business deal.
I hit you up. I said, bro, you in town? Come borrow the Rolls Royce. You was like, nah, bro, I'm staying low. I ain't doing none of that stuff.
I want to go into the hotel and take a good shower and lay down.
Right.
Watch me some. Go right on YouTube. You know what I mean? And Netflix on my MacBook Pro, and just chill.
Yeah. Where you think the world of marketing is going right now? I know we in a whole new
Marketing
world.
never going nowhere. I love one thing about this shit. Marketing is never going. Commercial is never going nowhere. Advertisement ain't going nowhere. Billboards.
It's the best form because I heard y'all say billboards is dead one time.
No, but they ain't going nowhere though.
Of course. So what should people be doing right now? Like anything, social media. Yeah.
Like shout out to Les Brown, the legend. He once said, "It's not about brick and mortar. It's about click and order."
Mm-hmm.
So if you talking like that, this phone is everything, man. Like you got everything you need with this phone. I believe in the phone. I believe in technology. I'm the dude that believe in. Oh no, they got a new iPhone. I'm going to give them that $1,500.
Yeah.
Right now, they getting cash money. They getting everything. Wham, here you go. And that's how I look at the game. I don't look at the game like everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's how I play, man.
So y'all grown right now. Y'all got literally one of the top podcasts in the world. Like Impactful, I had the opportunity to be on there as a business spotlight. You got literally some of the best artists in the world, some of the best guests in the world. When you started that, did y'all say we gonna take this to number one? Because I'm trying to give people an understanding of, do I need to aim at and I'm big on dreaming big. Do I need to aim at the top, or do I just need to just keep putting and working? And as you put working, it's gonna come. Because some people believe they need the whole plan. Like I need to have every little step of the way.
A lot of times me and Gil, we don't got time for that. We got, the plan for us is to put the work in. See, I believe the problem is with a lot of people, a lot of times, they just be worrying about a lot of stuff, and they can fuck your mind up because you go from, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, instead of just do the work and everything gonna come to you.
Hey, you're looking at this and you're probably enjoying this episode and the strategies and the gems that I give you. This is just a fraction of what you learn in my mastermind, right? I would love for you to be able to learn more information on how he's able to help Carter Cofield make $1 million in one single day, how he's able to help Rochelle Parks make over $500,000 in a day, learn how he's able to help Tevin grow his Instagram following from 70,000 followers to upwards to 200,000 followers within 2 months. And again, those results are not typical, let me be very clear, but they are possible for those who are willing to put work in, energy, and effort. If you're looking at this video right now, I want you to go to the website mastermindwithneo.com so you can apply to see if you're a good fit for our mastermind.
I didn't have no, we're gonna be number one, number that. I said I want to create an environment that winners want to be a part of. And
create an environment that winners want to be a part of.
And when you create that place, the winner's gonna reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna find you. They gonna say, I want to explore through there. It's like you know, a great hotel, top hotels, all the winners going in the world. Yeah. So you got to create something that's just great and just something that, you know, that's welcoming with people like, damn, you know what? I like that environment. I like that vibe. Let me go kick with that. And that's all you got to do, man. It ain't about numbers of number one, number two. I don't know nothing about all that shit. Yeah. I know one thing, and that's all I know. I was in jail 5 years ago.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's all I know. Yeah. Like anything else, it's like, man, so I'm happy about every little thing.
Yeah. So listen, I think it's more people in jail I think it's more people mentally in jail that's outside than inside. How do we get our people? I want more of our people to turn up, bro. Like I feel like so many people they're not going to be the Wallow, but they got some components of Wallow in them to make them great. They may not be the next Nehemiah. They got some like, how do we ungel these people to let them know, go out as you go turn it up? Like, how do we get that through them? The reality is,
let me tell you the truth.
Yeah, please.
It's not going to happen because people love to think about a bunch of shit and hold on to a bunch of relationships. They like to hold on to a bunch of ideas. They like to hold on to a bunch of fears. That's just normal shit for the majority of people. Let me tell you something. If it was like that, it'd be a bunch of Waltons. It'd be a bunch of Bill Gates. It'd be a bunch of Mark Zuckerbergs. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a bunch of Ben Johnsons. I mean, it just don't happen like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to understand. Like I accept the reality that everybody just don't want to win.
Facts.
Like as much as you want them to win, forget you. They gotta want that urge and a desire inside of them to win like you do. Some people cool with just not, you know what I mean? With just dealing with every day and stressing about stuff they can't control and all that stuff. Like we gonna be real about it. People is really cool with that.
Yeah.
And
I think I know why though. Why I believe people are cool with it because they haven't seen the actual example. I can assure you, inmates who were in jail, if they did not see you, they didn't even know you can go out here and make it happen.
No, but they seen the example their whole life in the ghetto. Because
but that's all they know though.
No. In the ghetto, you got so many success stories of people that grew up there and it was messed up and they made it out of there.
Yeah.
They became doctors, lawyers, CEOs, business people. People that done it. Oprah done it. Different type of people done it. But it's always an excuse of. It's always going to be an excuse. And that's why I say it's not built for everything. Winning is not a sport. Winning is not a sport that everybody is going to like. They might admire and they might want to be fans of winning, but they don't want to play the game of winning. Wow. Because in order to play a game of winning, it takes discipline. In order to play the game of winning, you got to put some work in. And people is not doing that. So that game of winning look a lot hard, and a lot of people rather be fans of the winners than be a winner themselves.
Ooh. Wow. It's easier to become a fan of a winner than become one yourself.
You got to listen, man. Let me tell you something, man. I don't have to get up every morning, but I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I see that post every morning at 4, 5, 6 o'clock.
But I do. I don't have to, but I do.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, a lot of people, they get up, then they sit down.
Yeah.
You got to get up and get up.
Yeah.
And keep getting up. And when I say get up, I'm talking about something. It's the work you put in to stay on top of your brand and stay on top of your thing. You got to keep doing that shit every day, even when you got $1 million in the bank. Because that $1 million, you getting hundreds of thousands knocked off because you got to go pay taxes.
Yeah.
So you got to keep going and realize, damn, okay, let me do it. And a lot of man, that ain't no glamorous game. Ain't nobody trying to do that game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to do that. So it's like winning is a sport that's easily admired, but it's not. It's hard to execute.
Yeah. What's some ways right now, and I don't want to switch gears. I know we're going to get ready to wrap in a minute, but you've been great at building relationships. Like, I mean, any connections that we need that you have is just a FaceTime or a phone call away. Like your advisory to Google and YouTube. Like, it's just part of that is not only your story and your work ethic, but it's about building relationships. What are some things that you're doing to continue to nourish or maintain some of these relationships that you get?
I let people do what they're good at doing for me.
Yeah.
And
what you mean by that, yourself?
I'm going to tell you that. Yeah. And I'm always at service to the people, the most valuable people on my phone. I'm at service for them. I'm always a call away. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that right there bring me so much more value, and it gives me a Rolodex that's also theirs.
Yeah.
Because now they know, damn, anytime I call Wallo, he ready.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for nothing from them, but I know in the time that I need them, or if I know I'm trying to munch them, it have been situations where I'll be going to do a deal or something, and the people I might be doing a deal with, they be like, yo, what's the name called? I'm like, how did he even know that I was? And they put a word in for me, so it'd be like, You just got to understand with these relationships, bring value to value, because if you don't bring value to value, you devalue value.
Bring value to value. If you don't bring value to value, you devalue value.
You devalue it. So it's just like a dead bread. Look at this. Ain't no water in here.
Yeah.
If I come to you, you got to pour water, you losing.
Yeah.
But if I come to you, the same thing. We go and try to, make one bottle, sell that bottle, and flip, keep growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's what the game is about. But I don't think a lot of people understand that because everybody's just looking to take. And let people do what they're good at doing for you.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's what people mess up. They don't let people do what they're good at doing for them.
That's good. So essentially for those listening, like, don't go reaching out to somebody asking them to do something that's not what they normally do. Like sometimes I had people reach out to me, Wallo, it'd be like yo, how do I do this? And I'm like, you're asking me a question that I can help you do way more things. You're asking me something you could Google.
People use numbers wrong. That's why a lot of people can't call me, or a lot of people might call me.
Use people numbers wrong.
And I'll answer, and they be like, damn, why? Because you called me about some dumb shit, man.
Yeah.
And you use my number wrong. You call me, I deal with big stuff. Don't call me about some shit you can handle yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't never call me about something that you could Google, that you could ask. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you're done.
That's over with. Don't call me again, people. Yeah, that's
Straight
good.
up. People don't people do that, then they play it. They be like, man, they be playing themselves.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that. One of the things I try to do when I'm working with somebody, even when I'm meeting somebody, how can I add value to them? I don't never want to ask nobody for nothing. Just value. I'm trying to find so many ways to add value. Like you said, when you reach out, it's a no-brainer.
Your time is important. Bro, for all you do, if somebody calling you to waste your time and take you out your element of execution, they got to be done.
Yeah, facts.
You done, man. You don't understand what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to establish for me and mine.
Yeah.
Like, you done.
Yeah. How right now at this level, how you know right now if somebody is actually for you? Because we're reaching certain high levels and you got people may just come on your team, they trying to get a quick ride. They trying to just use Wallo. They trying to use me. Like, for those entrepreneurs, we got a lot of entrepreneurs listening, trying to build teams.
It come to the place of this. The reality is, if you're not broke, busting discusses and starting off, you're never going to know who's coming like that.
Yeah.
But you know one thing, we're going to use each other. Let's go, come on. Let's use each other, but you ain't going to abuse me.
Right.
It's cool with you using me, all right? If you bring in value that I can use you, because it's a value exchange now.
Yeah.
But if when it get crazy, you just got to cut shit off. Yeah. But everybody use everybody, man.
Yeah, it's facts. Tell the people what's next for you, man. I mean, you got some phenomenal things.
A
on the
lot of
horizon.
stuff. I just like to show them. I'm gonna show them.
All right.
And I think that's the best way to do it. But it's a lot of creative stuff, and it's basically on helping people and amplifying other people, and that's it.
Yeah. Being the people of the people, man. That's what I really honor about you, is because you always trying to add value to other people. Like, you making phone calls to put paper in other people's pocket, not wanting. I watch you do it multiple times, even just for us.
I make call quick,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because y'all valuable to me, valuable to each other. We got a value exchange going on.
Yeah,
and that's what it's about. And if you could do that, you're gonna be cool.
Yeah, so we gonna wrap it up, man. I just want to say thank you for just taking time. I respect your time. I know how expensive it is. I know you could be doing anything. So I just want to say thanks for coming on the show and just really sharing your heart, just sharing. I wanted the people to be able to get in the mind of Wallo. Everybody can't reach out and get a sit down, so I'm grateful. What would you like to just close out with the people? We could give them a encouraging word or something to just really help people go out here, turn it up.
If I give you an encouraging word, if you feel it, live it. When you die, you dying by yourself. You came here by yourself.
Yeah.
Stop giving so much value to people, opinions and views that never done what you trying to do. You'll give it, and it's like you'll let somebody stop you, and they'll throw their fears, they'll throw all their fears and insecurities in you. You'll grab it, hold it on, internalize it, and won't move. If you feel it, go out there and live it, whatever it may be.
Yeah. And with that being said, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. So many great things coming in. Make sure y'all follow and tap in with Wallo 267. He's a wealth of knowledge, y'all. Again, this one of the leading authorities in the world, y'all. So appreciate y'all tapping in. We will see you next time.